don't change if you only see them complain all day. Want some better days, then you go out and put in the work. Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere. Things don't change if you only see them complain all day. Want some better days, then you go up and put in the work. Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere, Hakuna Chouya Urere. I was raised in a Christian family, and yeah, before I started doing music, I was writing some other stuff, but then I figured, no, as a person, what is it that I believe on my core? What's my core, right? And I was like, no, I want to do something that actually impacts someone's life. So if it's gospel music, I'm sure I want to drive souls to Christ. And then for social change, I want to do something. I want to create a platform where people can actually do something, right? So for social change, I think my music is because I just want to be that person where people actually know, like, no, this guy, well, if you listen to his music, we actually can get something out of it, and actually to initiate a movement, most basically.
This is part of the song that I did, part of the Voice2Rep album, Urukuro. It's called Hakuna Chouya Urere. I was talking to all the youths that if you want to make something out of your life, you have to work, you have to put in the work.
Oh, it's actually directed mostly on the youths and how many of us are unemployed, even though we have what it takes to be employed, but we are not still. So, well, I chose it because that's what I'm going through too. I'm a youth, I have my papers, but then it's very hard to get employment. And I figured, so for me since I'm talking about don't complain too much, that are up there, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. How about you start by yourself? Start on yourself, start doing something. At least you will go, you need to have something. So that if they say, all right, now it's okay, the opportunities are there, do you have something? So that's what I was basing on, I was focusing on my song. And I chose it because that's what I'm going through, and that's what a lot of students are going through, and those who have actually graduated, like the youths right now. Life at the course, I will never sit down on a light in my life, and nobody can stop me from shining like stars in the night sky. And the Lord God, the good guy, the great I am, who can move mountains, who can move mountains, who can move mountains. Yeah. Yeah. My life been a mess, my life been a mess, but I found grace, I'm a strong believer in change. Like a youth, as a person, we all have ideas. That's one thing I understand. We all have ideas. And for that idea to come into realization, there has to be a higher power that's working with you. So for us, we have to come up with ideas, my students. And even for the educational sector, they don't just have to teach us on how to graduate so that you can get a job. They need to start teaching more on graduate so that you can start a movement. You can start an entrepreneurship so that you can become an entrepreneur. They need to teach more on those. That's what I'm actually gunning for. And for the political leaders, they need to actually create room now so that if I'm looking for funding, I have an idea that I want to push. I'm looking for funding now. They need to be able to channel that investment rather than having to go through processes online and then you answer calls. You even go to banks, they don't give you anything because as a youth, I don't have any mortgage. I don't have anything to give, in place of them to give me a loan. So I think they need to come in now and actually take that part. Like, my youth loan here. As for me, from where I come from, Rusape, it's a small town, right? But from there, I've never had anyone at Awana that youth funding or any kind of investment. Because I've tried to. Information dissemination is actually, maybe there's a cut between, there's a bridge in between. And that kind of information maybe is just getting to the elites and then not getting up all the way to the peripherals. So there need to be actually a proper way. Like we can say their papers, right? Their news, but then information in my school because the state school authority, how do you go about it?
Yeah. Say no to the drugs. Say no to the drugs. Let's go. Say no to the drugs. Let's go. Say no to the drugs.
For me, since I knew what I was supposed to write, since we were given a topic, something to talk about, we were actually social conscious music, right? Socially conscious music. So with me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk about me. Because at first it was about me, like, what is it that I'm going through right now as a youth? What is it that I'm facing? What are the challenges? And what do I want to be changed? So at first it was about me. And then later on, I had to put in the collective feel as the youths. Like, all right, my problem, the my problem, how do I go about it? So I started like trying to find the words so that you don't say something that is actually way too much. You want the message to go. You don't want people, when they listen to your song or your lyrics, to judge, or they'll be like, what exactly is he talking about? So I had to find my way so that they can relate as my youths. And then first it was coming up with a vibe. That's how I do most times. So I come up with a vibe in my head, like the rhythm, the beat or the beat flow. So that's what I use almost every time. So after that, then I do my verse, because I'm always rapping. So it's verse first, then I'll come up with a hook. Oh, I understand that I don't go out good that much in this industry. So basically, but in my community in Usape, where I come from, Vengere, that's the ghetto. Like, to a few those I know who listen, and those who listen on to my music on my platforms, I've gotten a better feedback. Like, on my first EP, I did a song that was actually aimed at the ills that were facing, like father and parental abuses to their children. So that song actually helped me continue to push, and then people would ask, like, no, this was a good song because it was really good from the feedback that I was having. So I think as an artist in my community, yeah, I'm getting there. And I hope to go bigger and bigger so that no, Mike Cibeh, I'm like, nah, that guy, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he speaks about. The way I laid out my verse in the chorus is actually straightforward, because the first part I'm talking about what's going on. And then the last part, I'm talking about what else can we do. So I just hope that they take the message as it is and implement it on a more reality level. Like, to take action, because that's what I'm doing this for. I want people to take action, to make moves. So I just hope they hear it, they vibe to it too, so that they actually take into action with what I was talking about on my track.